What if I told you that one of West Africa's most stable democracies, a nation long praised as a model of calm in a region racked by coups, came moments away from collapsing?
Beninese men and women, my dear compatriots, I am addressing you this evening because our country has experienced events
What if I told you that soldiers marched onto state television, declared the government dissolved, and announced a new military regime before sunrise? And what if I told you that within hours, everything changed? This is the story of Benin, a nation that woke up to the sound of gunfire, a president who stayed silent, a mutiny that almost succeeded, and a region now preparing for war to defend democracy. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the Global Politics and turn on notifications, because the world you think you know is changing faster than ever. The mutiny begins. It was just after dawn on December 7, 2025. Cotonou, Benin's administrative capital, usually buzzing with traffic and street life, suddenly fell quiet. Gunfire echoed through several districts, soldiers appeared at key locations, roads emptied, and the national broadcaster, ORTB, cut off mid-transmission. Minutes later, the world saw the unexpected. A group of uniformed soldiers appearing live on state television, calling themselves the Military Committee for Refoundation. Their message was simple, direct, and explosive. The government is dissolved. In one moment, Benin, the democracy many considered unshakable, had joined the long list of West African nations struck by military coups. Or so it seemed. The coup that fell apart, just when the world started asking questions, just when analysts feared another domino was falling. The story took a sharp twist. Interior Minister Alassane Seydoux appeared on Facebook, calm but firm. The attempted coup has been foiled. No details, no numbers, no timeline, just a declaration. But President Patrice Talon, the man at the center of it all, remained silent. As hours passed, confusion spread. Were the mutineers arrested? Was the army united or divided? Were hostages still held? The only certainty was uncertainty. Then, Talon finally spoke. Talon breaks the silence. In a national address broadcast live, President Patrice Talon condemned the mutiny. "I express my condolences to the victims of this senseless adventure, and to those still held by the fleeing mutineers. We will do everything in our power to find them safe and sound." His words were calm, controlled, and precise, the voice of a president trying to project order in a moment of chaos. But he revealed nothing about how many had died, how many had been kidnapped, how many soldiers had defected. Benin's leader left the nation with more questions than answers. The man behind the mutiny. As details emerged, one name appeared again and again: Lieutenant Colonel Pascal Tigri, a senior officer, respected by some, unknown to many. Local media reported that he led the coup attempt, but by the time Talon spoke, no one knew if Tigri was captured, killed, hiding, or regrouping. The Military Committee for Refoundation had declared him their leader, but the government provided no update on his fate. He had disappeared, a ghost in camouflage, and ghosts have a way of returning. The arrests. By midday, reports confirmed 13 soldiers had been arrested. But were they the leaders, the foot soldiers, or merely scapegoats? What about Tigri? Did he escape into the night? Was he still in Cotonou? Did he have support inside the army? Every coup has layers, every coup has secrets. And this one was no different. The city that held its breath. Cotonou, usually alive with commerce and traffic, transformed overnight. Roads emptied, shops closed, people stayed home, soldiers patrolled the streets. Gunfire was heard earlier, but by afternoon quiet returned. It was the kind of quiet that feels heavy, the quiet that follows danger but doesn't erase it. Cotonou looked calm, but the city was holding its breath. The regional shockwave. Benin was something West Africa desperately needed, a stable civilian democracy. Until now, the region had already suffered a chain of military takeovers: Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, Guinea-Bissau. And now, Benin was almost added to the list. ECOWAS, the regional bloc, reacted immediately and decisively, not with condemnation alone, not with statements, but with action. They announced the deployment of a regional troop. Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast, Ghana, all prepared to support Benin's army to preserve constitutional order and territorial integrity. This was more than support. This was a message. The era of coups in West Africa must end. The mystery of the mutiny. But here's the uncomfortable question. Why did the mutiny happen? Benin is stable. Benin has no insurgency. Benin has economic growth. Benin is preparing for elections next April. So why a coup now? Let's break down the possible motives. 1. Political transition. President Talon is stepping down in April 2026. His chosen successor, former Finance Minister Romuald Wadagni. He is expected to win. The opposition's main candidate, Renaud Agbojo, was rejected by the Electoral Commission. Could the coup be a reaction to what some see as a controlled political succession? Perhaps. 2. Power struggles in the military. Was Tigri planning this for months? Was he acting alone? Or was this part of a deeper divide inside the armed forces? Silence from the government suggests the situation may be more dangerous than acknowledged. 3. External influence. West Africa is now a geopolitical battleground. France losing influence, Russia gaining ground, China expanding investments, the US watching closely. In such a climate, even small mutinies can hide big agendas. The history that returned. Benin used to be one of the most coup-prone countries in the region. From 1960 to 1990, it saw multiple coups. Instability was the norm. Then came stability, 3 decades of democratic calm. But history never disappears. It sleeps. And on December 7, 2025, it woke up. The signal returns. As the day ended, one symbol marked the turning of the tide. The state TV and radio signals, cut off hours earlier, were fully restored. The government's message was clear. We are still here. The mutiny failed. But restoring a signal is not the same as restoring trust. Benin may recover politically, but the psychological impact will last for years. The larger crisis, West Africa's coup epidemic. Benin's attempted coup did not happen in isolation. Just last month, Guinea-Bissau experienced a successful coup that removed President Umaro Embalo after a contested election. Across the region, the pattern is unmistakable. Contest elections, disputed results, military intervention, a promise to restore order. Years of instability, Benin narrowly avoided becoming the next domino. But can it avoid the next attempt? Or is this just the beginning? The final question, as Benin moves toward its April election, as ECOWAS troops prepare for deployment, as soldiers patrol Cotonou, one question echoes everywhere. Was this a failed coup, or the first chapter of something bigger? Only time will answer. But one thing is certain, West Africa is entering a new era, and no nation, no matter how stable, is safe from the rising tide of mutiny. Tell us in the comments. Do you think the coup attempt in Benin is over, or is this the calm before a much bigger storm? And before you go, subscribe to The Global Politics for deep geopolitical breakdowns. Like this video to help us reach more viewers. Share it because the world deserves to know what really happened.